You want to go back to that crazy place? Okay. I don't like to be harassed in the street. I walk around sometimes with a really, really firm face because I don't like to be harassed. And I had a friend who didn't mind street harassment. And that was a really big issue for me. So we were all in a group together, and we were out in the town having a good time and just having a cocktail out with girlfriends. Lovely, stunning, beautiful, amazing friends that I have. We were walking down the street, and I think this man said, "I'd like to have you for breakfast." There were 4 of us, and I couldn't see straight. And so I turned around and I said, "Excuse me, we're people. We're not food. Have a good day." I was boiling inside because I do that, just implode. And I am almost entirely sure I didn't say it with that much poise. I was really upset because we were not only objects, we were food. It's like, oh my God. But my friend at the time, one of the girls I was with, was like, "I don't know why you do that." And I thought, and I was really, it was interesting. At a certain point, I got way more pissed at her than at him. So I was like, "I'm sorry, you don't understand why I stood up for us?" Okay. I had to sit with myself for a second because I was really angry, and I don't think she understood. And I said that the dignity of people gets eroded slowly and in small ways. And one of the biggest tellers of that is when a person is no longer a person but a thing. Street harassment or objectification of women is where the harassment and sexual assault of women, it's a slope. One doesn't necessarily mean that you'll do the other, but the more comfortable you get making women uncomfortable verbally, I don't want to condone that, because what if you become comfortable making them uncomfortable physically?
Maybe your friend, that's a boost of confidence.
And that's fine. If she would like to have her value on the market be placed on how edible she is, okay. But she was walking down the street with me. And she is welcome to walk down the street next to anybody else. I'm not bashing men. I actually really love men. I have a profound respect for them. I love men. I have one of the best big brothers in the world, and my father still sings me songs, even though we're not going to talk about how old. But anyway, I have a profound respect for gentlemen, and I think every man has dignity and deserves respect. And honestly, if I tolerated that from that person, I wouldn't have respected the dignity of that man. I would have considered him an animal and an object too, and I wasn't willing to walk away from that interaction without looking him in the eye and having him get that I see him and that he could be better. Because he came out of a woman, and because he came out of a woman, as women, we just deserve more than that. And I was lucky. This person didn't come out to grab me, didn't do anything, and my girlfriend was probably afraid that he was going to come at us and, chase us down the street. These are all valid. I'm not saying I did the best thing. I'm not saying that. I was a lot younger at the time, and I got a little wiser, and I realized treating people with dignity, again, when they don't show you any, is a place to model a deep and profound love for others, even when you don't always feel like displaying a deep and profound love. I didn't like that person, but as a human being, I loved him enough to say, hey, we can all be better. What I really wanted to say to that person was not anything that decent. I would have just hurled a shoe at him if I could have. And my aim's okay with a shoe. We're people, and I needed to be treated like a person. And I needed to tell him, excuse me, you need to stay on that side of this line, and I need to stay over here. And on top of everything, I'm a human being, and I actually feel things, and I don't like how I feel right now. So you don't get to keep talking to me like that. And what I've come to realize is when you treat people with respect, because I definitely could have said what I said to him in a significantly ruder tone, and I wanted to shout it. I don't think I did. I definitely think my stance got more aggressive because I took up a lot of space and I was clearly livid. But I was respecting who that man could be and not who he was being at the time. And when I explained that to that friend of mine, I think she eventually understood. I mean, I have a project that's based on survivors of trauma. And I think that we dehumanize each other in tiny, tiny increments. You know, first it's street harassment, then maybe you'll grab someone, maybe you'll push them up against a wall. Like, if in all of these instances you keep getting soft no's, and, you know, as women, we're not taught how to say no. We're not taught to say, hey, I don't like this, I'm uncomfortable, stop. But I learned how to say that. And so I told that friend of mine who was like, why are you such a pain about those kinds of things? I said, look, there's a ton of people who can't say no, and I could in that moment, and hopefully that man will think about the next time he looks at people like they're food. I'm a person. And so was he. I wanted to treat him like an animal because he was acting like one. But that wouldn't have helped our situation. That wouldn't have helped him be better with other women in the future. So I just told him we were people because that's true.